What's good? I'm fresh in from a nice little jog. I got to do this. I got to do this. So we got, week 12. I did the Thanksgiving games. Baltimore and Pittsburgh. That's why it's on the top of the screen. It was supposed to be a Thanksgiving game, but it's a Tuesday game. So I'm gonna get to that one. I get to that one first. Got to take Pittsburgh because Lamar Jackson is out with COVID. I think Mark Ingram's out with COVID. Um, Mark Andrews is out with COVID. So I'm guessing Robert Griffin, RG3 is gonna be the starter, which might actually help their passing game, ironically, because they might have to throw a little, they might have to put RG3 in the pocket a little bit more, which would be interesting. You got to take Pittsburgh defense, but the thing about it is James Conner is out with COVID, but they got Snell, so that's a whole nother story. And I think they got their whole receiving core intact, so I think they're good. So I got to take Pittsburgh in this one. But ironically, I will say these things now as far as upsets are concerned. Because of the competitive nature of the Baltimore-Pittsburgh rivalry, I don't see this as a blowout. It can easily be a close game and easily be a surprise victory for Baltimore. But I'm taking Pittsburgh. So that's that one out the way. As you see, Vegas at Atlanta. Gotta take the Raiders. Derek Carr has been playing, great. I think Josh Jacobs was going to get off. I think Derek Carr is going to be solid. I think Todd Gurley's out and Julio Jones is out. I think I'm looking for a surprise game. Not really a surprise game because Brian Hill has actually been doing good as the number 2 punch to Todd Gurley. But I think this might be a game where he actually gets in a good rhythm and he sets some things off. Because I think between him and Todd Gurley, if you left either one of them in the game, they would be very productive. So this might be a statement game for Brian Hill, where he's like, I can play this game. So we're gonna see. But I gotta take the Falcons to lose. I gotta take the Raiders to win this one. Calvin Ridley, he's gonna have to have a good game under these circumstances. But I just think Atlanta has been competitive, but they haven't been able to get over the hump. Chargers at Buffalo. Man, if I'm not mistaken, as a Joshua Jackson is out. I think they got the whole receiving core as far as the Chargers are concerned. But you got the L.A. kids, the Southern kids, and the Baltimore weather, which isn't good for Baltimore. Not Baltimore, Buffalo. I'm sorry. So I got to take Buffalo in this game because, like I said, the Chargers have been a highly competitive team, but they just haven't got over the winning hump with Hubert. But I think he's a great player. I think he's going to be an exceptional quarterback in the league for years to come. He's definitely showed out. The question is, who's going to get off on the other side of the ball? Seems to be back on his MVP case. I think the Chargers defense is going to be a little bit more competitive than people give him credit for. So the running game is going to be Mar Singletary. I think one of those guys are hurt. I forget which one, but that's going to, the running game is going to be blah. I think this is an actual statement game for the Buffalo defense to make some noise because they haven't been as good as they have been in past years, but they're kind of inching to get back that way. I think they're just not healthy. But you start to see pieces of it. Give me 50-26. 50-26. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Um, okay. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I had to send a message. So let's see if we back and popping. So excuse me, but I'm taking Buffalo. You know the defenses are gonna have to step up at some point, and with Hill having to throw the ball, I expect a little bit more pass rushing. Maybe some more turnovers. Like I said, Allen's gonna get off. Diggs, we gonna see. We gonna see. He been balling though. He been balling. Um, Keenan Allen, you got to start Keenan Allen. I mean, it is what it is. Mike Williams always shows up for the big long ball, but he's kind of been. That's all he's been. He's like been a one trick pony, good one trick pony, but one trick pony nonetheless. So that's a whole nother scenario. So that's how I look at that game. I might have missed something because of the messages, but whatever. The Giants at Cincinnati. Joe Burrow went down. I think that Mixon is out. I think the team is demoralized. That's what I think. I think this is a perfect time for the Giants to do their thing and win this game. So I'm taking the Giants. Gallman's going to do something. That Daniel Jones is probably going to have a good game. Their receiving core with Shepard and Tate and Evan Ingram have been very much so underachieving. But under these circumstances, I think that they can do some things. Like, with the receiving core, with the Bengals, I think the receiving core can actually get off this game. I just think the quarterback play is the issue. And, is the quarterback going to spread it around and just throw at certain targets all game long that they're comfortable with? So I don't know if this is a game that they're just throwing at A.J. Higgins or A.J. Green, I'm sorry, or T. Higgins. Tyler Boyd is kind of left in the mix. So I don't know if you're going to go with the hot hand or just go with the comfortable hand. But I got to take the Giants in this one. Tennessee at Indianapolis. Man, the way, excuse me, the way Indianapolis defense has been playing, you got to take Indianapolis. At home, on the turf, their defense has been flying around, doing good. It's not just Leonard. It's they got it at three levels. They got somebody great on the D line. They got great linebackers and somebody great in the secondary. So that's what you want. That three level coverage type thing going on. You know what I'm saying? But it sucks to say that, but it is what it is. So I got to take Indianapolis. I don't even like saying that. Unless Derrick Henry has to have a monster game, which for Derrick Henry is absolutely possible. But the issue is with A.J. Brown and Corey Davis and Janu Smith. And I forgot who Janu Smith was. And that's a story in itself. Janu Smith is like one of the best stories in football. And people forgot a few years ago, there was a girlfriend at a college in Florida that threw boiling hot water on her boyfriend, who was a pro prospect. That's actually the Titans tight end, Janu Smith. So he made it to the league, and he's on the cusp of being a Pro Bowl tight end even after that. So you got to salute to that man for that. That's one thing. I don't know if Clowney's playing in that. That's for me what changes the dynamic. Because last week he wasn't playing, and I thought he was. If Clowney plays, that'll actually shut down a run game, and it gives the Tennessee Titans a lot more to work with. I'm suggesting if he's not playing, that I'm taking Indianapolis. If he is playing, I would take the Titans because, like I said, Phillip Rivers turns over the ball. But in this scenario, I'm thinking that he's not playing, so I'm taking the Colts. Carolina at Minnesota. Interesting game. Interesting game. Kirk Cousins starting the ball again. Whatever. Adam Thielen is out with COVID, so I got to take Carolina. They got more weapons at the receiver position. I take Mike Davis. I expect Dalvin Cook to score a touchdown and be the focal point of the offense. But I expect whether PJ Walker or Teddy Bridgewater is playing, and I think Teddy Bridgewater is starting today. I think they're just going to be too much for Minnesota in Minnesota. I don't think Minnesota's defense could hold up to Carolina's offense. And that's just what I'm going with. So, Robbie Anderson is still going to put up some numbers. DJ Moore is doing better. Curtis Samuel with that pass run option, I can see it. But Mike Davis is going to show up. But like I said, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson is going to be a number one receiver today, which I don't think they're going to double him. So they're going to make somebody else beat him. So I don't see a good game from him unless it's off of the play action with Dalvin Cook, which I can see that, but I just don't think they got enough to beat the Panthers right now. Arizona at New England. Well, I got to take the Cardinals, reluctantly. And why I say reluctantly, because they're in New England. Kyler Murray, we're going to see if he's 100% or not. But it depends on the weather of this game. It puts it in favor of New England. If they can run the ball, which they can, and I don't think Arizona can really stop the run. So I expect Cam to do good. I expect their running backs to do good. Their receivers, trash. But I expect Budda Baker to be the eighth man in the box. So Budda Baker is going to make a lot of tackles for not Carolina, but for the Cardinals, which is going to, force them to pass. And I just don't see the Patriots receivers actually doing good against the Cardinals corners. That's just my opinion. But, I expect a close competitive game in this scenario. Stephon Gilmore is back. And here's the thing. Between Gilmore and Hopkins, they have a rivalry that goes back all the way to college. And Hopkins doesn't have a problem with Stephon Gilmore like people think. Like Gilmore's probably the best corner in the league at 100%. But Hopkins feels like he gave it to him when he was in college. So let's just keep it 100. That's going to be a battle that could go either way, or not necessarily. It'll go either way. But I expect both players to get at each other. So this is going to be more so Kirk versus Jackson, and I think Kirk loses to Jackson. Is it J.C. Jackson or J.C. Johnson? I think it's Jackson. So that's how I look at it. Like Jackson is going to shut Kirk down. So this is going to be a difficult game for Kyler Murray to win. He's going to be a lot of running, and since the New England Patriots don't really have a pass rush, I can see him escaping the pocket a lot. So that's why I'm taking Arizona. Miami and New York. You got to take the Dolphins. Tua's out. Fitzpatrick is back in. So they're going to get back to their winning ways. It's really nothing to say. The Jets up. I mean, you can say it all week long. The Jets up. Start the Miami defense for sure. Start their defense if you got them, because they're going to be a problem, period. Same thing with Indianapolis defense. They could be a problem too. Like I said about Buffalo's, but that game is over already. Cleveland at Jacksonville. Gotta take Cleveland. Nick Chubb's gonna get off again. Kareem Hunt's probably gonna follow suit because they're in Jacksonville, better weather. James Robinson is probably gonna get his. I think DJ Shark's not playing. So Keenan Cole and Sano gonna have to do something, which I don't, they'll be competitive, but I don't think they'll be able to take the game over. So that's a whole nother story. I expect, Cleveland to just run roughshod over Jacksonville in Jacksonville because of the weather and because of the running offense. And I expect Chubb to have a big day. Big day. That's what it is. Landry has not really been eating like that, but you got to hope for the best with him. That type of thing. But Jacksonville just taking that L. Them hot L's. New Orleans at Denver. This is the game that the Saints gonna lose. I said it. I love the Saints, but this is the game Taysom Hill is not gonna be, in the dome, one thing. In the elements, I think is a whole nother thing. Bradley Chubb's gonna be on his head. That defense, that pass rush is gonna be on his head. The only way I see them winning is Latavius Murray really having a big game. He has a game, it's gonna be a problem. Now, this is gonna be a run first game. I know that's what I'm talking about, Dante. Yeah, you got to throw some upsets in the mix, man. You got to. You just can't. I just can't do. I just got to be extra. But the Saints have a great run defense. So so this is gonna be a pound 'em game. I think the Saints have a better. I think the Broncos have a better opportunity running the ball than the Saints, even though the Saints have a better run defense. Between Gordon banging and Lindsey slashing, somebody got to, it's prime to break one or break the defense. So I think they're going to lose to that combination because everybody know they got to run the ball. Everybody know that. But I just don't think Taysom Hill, I think people forget, he threw a punt to Emmanuel Sanders last week. The screen game has got to be immaculate. But that's going to be my upset. They're gonna have to stack the line. Yeah, but you're going to have to do the same thing with Taysom Hill. That's the problem. You have to do the same thing with Taysom Hill. They're going to stack the line and make Taysom Hill beat him throwing. And I just don't see that happening. Just don't see that happen. He needs a long ball, and I don't see him getting the time for that. But you know what I'm saying? Argue with me. Argue now. We're going to find out by the end of the day regardless, ain't we? San Francisco and the Rams. Well, you got to take the Rams. I mean, reluctantly, got to take the Rams. Got to take the Rams in this one. Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods. This is a game for them more so than anybody. I think San Francisco is getting healthier on the defensive line side of the ball, but I think their season over. They're demoralized. They're kind of shutting it down. So I just think, they're not really, they're not really with it like that. What's up, Ms. Witt? I don't think they with it like that. You got Arizona, Seattle, and Seattle, and the Rams all have winning records. The Niners are the odd man out. I can see them not necessarily tanking, but just not committed to the W's. And they've been floating around this idea of trading Deshaun Watson to the 49ers next year for like 3 or 4 number 1 first round draft picks. Yeah. And wanting to get Eric Bieniemy as the coach for the Texans. Yeah, that's a problem. Yeah, right. That offense just tailor-made for the Rams to just beat them right now. Just matter. It's just made for that. KC at Tampa. Whoo! I'm gonna tell y'all something. This will be more of a competitive game than people give it credit for. I'm gonna tell you why. I don't like Bruce Arians' 5 and 7 step drop offense like that. But against the Chiefs, that time to throw that long ball and that dig route in the post and the corner route, I'm gonna tell you, this might be a bomb burner. This might actually be a bomb burner. This is gonna be competitive. Yeah, this is gonna be hella competitive. You know, um, this might actually be a game where Le'Veon Bell might actually make the game, or Leonard Fournette might be what changes the game. Because as far as throwing wise, this is a wide open game. That's a wide open game. You know, I would take honestly, I would take Tampa Bay in this game. At home, warmer climate. They got more track stars than than the Chiefs. This ain't gonna, because and people are getting on Brady, and I understand why, but this would be a game where you'd be like, whoa, 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 he can actually take it to him. And Todd Bowles versus Eric Bieniemy or Andy Reid, this is gonna be a matchup because the Tampa Bay defense has been giving up a lot too. So they want to make a statement too. This is a game where Kansas City's defense is going to be the weakest link in this game. That's how I look at it. Pat Mahomes going to get his. I think Tyreek Hill going to get his. Between L.A.R, Kelsey, Bell, somebody going to eat on that one. Just good. Yeah, he don't get the deep ball no more, but he can throw that 50-50 ball. That's the problem. That's my you got Mike Evans in the 50-50 ball. That's a problem. I don't see nobody on the Chiefs defense stopping Mike Evans with a 50-50 ball. That's my prime issue. And I really don't see him stopping Antonio, in the shallower 20 to 30 yard, dime range, because he got great positioning at his size. This is not a pretty game for them. This is gonna be an interesting one. What up, Sosa? But I'll take Tampa Bay, but Mahomes gonna get his. I'm gonna say that. I still think that Tampa Bay needs to just start Leonard Fournette, but they trying. But Arians just like Ronald Jones. I get it, but I think you need to start Fournette. That's just my opinion. Chicago at Green Bay. Green Bay gonna beat the brakes off the Bears. That's what it is. I think Allen Robinson's gonna get his. They're gonna beat the brakes off the Bears. The Bears defense is gonna do the best they can. They're gonna beat the brakes off the Bears. Aaron Jones gonna be there. Jamal Williams gonna get his. Because Aaron Rodgers just makes good decisions, man. That's just what it is. He makes good decisions. Devontae Adams, what that's gonna happen. Tunyon or Scantlin or one of them receivers gonna eat on a slide. They know each other all too well, and I just don't see the Bears offense competing. That's what this is about. I don't know what that offensive line and David Montgomery and his back, but he ain't really been doing nothing. Jimmy Graham and Allen Robinson probably their best offensive weapons. I just don't see them keeping up. I just don't. And for the finale, we got Seattle at Philly. Man, this not even Philly gonna win. Lie. Philly ain't winning that game. Seattle is gonna run right through them. I think Carson is back. So that backfield is gonna pound the brakes off of them. Philly just can't keep up offensively. Carson Wentz has just been trashed the whole year. But the Seahawks defense has been trashed the whole year. So don't be surprised if Carson Wentz actually looks good in this game, but he just get outplayed on points. Russell's going to get his. DK going to get his. Tyler Lockett going to get his. They're not going to be able to keep up. We're gonna see. We're gonna see Sosa. But I don't see Seattle and Philly being even a close game. I just think it's just gonna be a complete utter ass whipping. So that's my take on that. Now I'm gonna get out of here, take a shower. Kickoff is in 20 minutes. I want y'all to have a great day. Peace.